Good evening, good evening. How are you, Michael?
I'm good, Michael. How are you, Michael?
I'm not too bad, thank you, Michael. So,
Michael.
Michael. So I suppose this is a first. This is our very first recorded video podcast.
Video podcast?
Hi. Yeah, hello.
Folks out there.
You've now got a way to put the face of the, name to the face of the name.
I suppose it works both ways. Name to the face to the name.
Yeah.
Face to the voice.
Well, that too, yeah. You'll probably see me posting things on Facebook, to be honest, and you might see myself and Vicky, who's not here, you can tell. She's like gallivanting tonight out for dinner, so she cannot join us. Or she's doing something, I don't really know, to be honest.
Who knows? It's Vicky.
Literally.
Very mysterious.
She is, yes. So, for those who may not know me, I am one of the program and development officers. Sorry, my microphone keeps moving. One of the program and development officers at Scouts NI. Vicky is the program and development manager. But as of Friday, we are looking for a new member of staff.
Oh,
very exciting.
Very interesting.
They get to work with me, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not, to be honest. I'd say that's quite a negative, but I'm not that bad.
Oh, you're selling yourself short here.
I know. We do have good times. We did actually listen to a few days ago, had the top hits of 2002 on.
Oh,
so
nice.
We had a good time.
On the drive over here, I was listening to the likes of Good Charlotte and whatnot.
Oh, yes, that was one of them that was on. So we had 2002. We then moved to 2003, I'm pretty sure. And I listened to 2005 last night. Oh,
treated yourself.
I did, yeah. So we're going to go work it up in days. And like, we were listening to Sean Paul and Jonathan. They come in and dance with us.
Oh,
really weird.
You know what? There's a now an image in my mind of Sean Paul and Jonathan just loving it.
It's in our head as well.
And you know what? I think there needs to be a video of that at some point.
Maybe if you
Jonathan, if you're listening to this, make it happen.
We're coming for you.
Yeah,
we're coming for you. So that's a bit about me. I suppose now for people who may not actually know who you are, Michael, who are you? That's the best way to put it.
So I'm Michael Morrison, and I'm first and foremost a leader in First Monkstown.
Cool.
Depending on what way you look at it, I am very lucky to be the group scout leader. Some people say lucky, some people say unlucky.
I'd say a lot might say the latter. I'd say a lot of them might say the latter.
It's a good group, real good group. Then my other major role within scouting is then as the Northern Ireland Commissioner for Explorers.
Fantastic.
Which you've actually sold yourself a little bit short, Michael. You're not just a program development officer, but you're also a member of my core team.
Yeah, one of the fantastic 7. Is there 7 of us?
I don't know, to be honest.
We're like the Avengers.
Yeah, like the Avengers, yeah.
I'd say I'm probably like Hawkeye, the useless one, to be honest. I'm just kind of there to make up the numbers.
You're just there.
I'm just kind of there to make up the numbers.
The token guy.
Yeah, well, he kind of is the useless one, but now the Avengers, like 30 of them now, so you know.
Yeah, so is that, I suppose that then, who am I then?
Probably Iron Man, he brought us all together.
Iron Man, I like that.
Iron Man, let's see.
Stephen Bell, who would he be?
Is anyone tall? Not really, no.
Not really. Hulk's probably the tallest.
Yeah.
But Stephen really suit that.
Does he go green when he gets angry?
Well, there we go. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Thor.
Scott would have to be Captain America, like the like Super Scout sort of, that sort of level.
I'd say so, yeah. Cool. Okay, well, we've decided we are the Avengers.
We are the Avengers.
Yeah, we are the Avengers. We're going to get t-shirts.
We just need to get assembled at some point.
Very much so, yeah. We need to get assembled. Well, now we've got this lovely meeting room in the office.
It could happen.
We can get assembled very easily. So I suppose this is just a bit of a catch-up with you as well, because we had you on our very first podcast last September, was that?
Yeah, and you've done really well, and so much has changed since then.
It has.
It's looking very professional in here now, with like real mics and... There's a camera now.
We've got 4 mics here.
4 mics. Oh.
Sorry, I make the joke far too much.
There we go.
Yeah, so, I suppose it's been a while since we've had you on. We talked about camping stories that day. Mm-hmm. Vicky has done nothing to become a real scout, and I will answer that for her.
We'll get that changed.
I don't know if she really wants that changed or not.
Well, I have a couple of camps coming up.
So do I. I've got 2 in August.
Excellent.
We are going to Crawfordsburg with our scouts for 5 days.
Oh, 5-day camp. That's nice.
Yeah, 5 days.
I like the way you had to count that, and you had to count it. There is a camera watching you. Counted that on your fingers.
It's when people say about Alpha, I'm like A, B, C, D. I will count. Yeah. So doing that, and we're going up to the schoolhouse in the mornings with our explorers. So going up for a wee weekend, and I think we're just going to have a bit of a banter camp with them. So we might try and do steaks with them, bit of a hike, have a fry. Bit of fun.
You always have to have a Friday camp.
Well, we see any 51st camp. So people don't know me, I am the exploiter of 51st Belfast. We would always do French toast and bacon.
Eggy bread. Eggy bread.
We said the first few are usually the rubbish ones, and the last ones, the first few are usually are far too much egg on them.
Yeah.
Middle ones are perfect, and then the last are like, usually the quarters don't have any egg on them, and it's crap, rubbish.
Yeah, you need that the middle.
So we've decided we're gonna have some ribeye steaks. Might try and do potatoes and fry some chips.
See, you're a Belfast group and you've got money to do ribeye steaks. I tell you.
Well, one of them wanted a tomahawk and one of them wanted Wagyu.
Whoa.
Some of them wanted that. We're like, that's not happening. We're not having Wagyu steaks.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Remortgage the Scout Hall.
Well, we use a church, so definitely not going to do that. Sorry. Going to take away. Sorry, Ralph. We're just going to get rid of the Scout Hall. Why? We're having Wagyu steaks at a camp for 10 of us. Sorry. So yeah, we've got that planned, so it'll be exciting. Haven't been camping in. Wow, flip. My last time camping, I'm trying to think when that was. Like officially as a scout.
Oh, you had your group camp last August.
We didn't camp, so we just went. We were there for the day of it, and then we went home in evenings because we didn't have enough single man tents for ourselves. So I didn't really fancy sleeping like a 5-man tent by myself. It'd been Baltic.
Yeah.
My last time camping, must have been maybe like 2019 or so. Jeez. Officially, as a scout.
Yeah.
It probably was in the school house in Dundonald.
There, so.
Not Dundonald in the mornings. Flip, yeah, that was a while ago. Wow.
We're lucky. We camp quite a bit. Not as much compared to some groups, okay. There are groups out there that camp all the time, but we camped Halloween. We always do a Halloween camp.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is really good.
Whereabouts?
Yeah. Crawfordsburn.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Crawfordsburn.
Oh, yes, I did see that, actually. I did see photographs of that.
Yeah, First Monk's Time tend to do, and that this year, last year, I suppose, technically, we actually had NIC Explorers with us. Newly set up group there. Emma Webster and Oren. They're both at it, and they've done really, really well, and their explorers are really good.
That's great.
We're then camping next weekend. So I'm leaving, obviously, at the time of this recording. Yeah. Next Friday is the Chief Scout Award, Gold and Queen Scout Award.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Congratulations to everyone that's getting their awards. Yep. Really well done.
And the Adult Awards the next day.
Yeah. So I am actually leaving the award ceremony that night afterwards and driving over to Crawfordsburn. Okay. And I'm camping that weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Biggest camp we've had. Okay. So there's going to be roughly, I think, about 60.
Wow.
Camping at
that. Well, how many did you not have in Ardena Valley in August? Do you not have that?
In Ardena Valley now, including...
You had a lot, because I seen the paddock field.
Yeah, we had a few.
I suppose there was more just a lot of tents, just one person.
There was a lot of tents, because we were down to that. I think in total, we maybe had about... We had about maybe 45, 50 at that camp.
Fantastic, yeah.
Now that's adults.
Of course, yeah.
And I opened it up to some of the Queen Scouts as well, because they needed to get residential. So we done the weekend with us and then the next weekend else, because the 5-day sort of thing wasn't really happening because of COVID.
Of course, yeah.
So that was really quite good. But the group it's grew a little this year. Yeah, it's grew a little.
That's good. Is that all Scouts and Explorers was that then, or is that
squirrels, beavers, cubs,
the whole shebang?
Oh, this camp?
Yes.
No, this camp is just some of the older beavers.
Okay.
They're only coming down for the one day because they're coming down the Saturday.
Okay, fantastic.
The Sunday.
Yeah.
Because you need to get beavers camping early.
Totally.
You know. Really behind that.
I say throw them in the deep end. That's what I do. Yeah. Not literally, but you know, I know with my own group we would rent out the Pathfinder in Ardena Valley, and they would put up the tents actually in it. Yeah. Then have the first camping experience. A lot of them haven't.
We done a beaver day.
Yeah.
At the hall, just to give them all a chance to sort of see. And we actually had bought TP tents.
Okay.
And they put them up in the hall, and one of the leaders made like a little electric. It was like with a light bulb, like a little fire and all. And we had to sort of just for the day.
Yeah.
And it was good crack. But then we decided we're going to do this. Then we have our cubs.
Okay,
so
cool.
the whole cub pack's there. And then we have our scouts. So a lot of them are going as well. And then a couple of explorers are coming down to help.
That'll be good.
Because then a couple of weeks later, the explorers are then out doing their platinum/bronze expedition.
Exciting.
Yes, again.
Morns, I'm guessing.
No, Antrim Hill's just because it's a bronze. Keep it nice and handy up in the Antrim Hills.
Enough,
we know that place. Pretty
back of your
well.
hand.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we're doing that, which is really good.
Exciting.
Again, we're working with another Explorer unit to bring them on. It's a new Explorer unit, so it's good to give them the support.
Totally.
You know? Yeah, and I suppose the next big camp for us really will be I say we do it every year. We've done the first one last year, but
so
it's now a
tradition now.
It's now a tradition because we say so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
We'll have our group camp. We're sort of predicting to have probably around 70, maybe 80 young people.
Where are you thinking of having it?
Well, at the minute, depends who's going to give me the best deal. So for this, Ardna Valley or Crawfordsburn. So Alex or Sid, this is your time to. It's your time to shine. No, we haven't fully decided.
Fair.
You know, we'll want to get this over because we've a lot of new leaders.
Yeah.
A lot of new kids. So the group went from about 30 odd kids to just over 100. So a lot of new kids. A lot of these haven't camped before. So we're going to wait and see how this camp goes.
Yeah.
And then we'll see, again, the leaders that went from maybe about a dozen to about 20. So went from dozen to we lost a few leaders with COVID and whatnot, and then brought new leaders on.
Cool.
And there's about 25 or so leaders. So a lot of them haven't camped either. So
see, that's the same as our scouts. We're going to Crawfordsburn, and for a lot of our scouts, that'll be the first time that they've probably actually ever been there. Let them even camp, probably been there.
Well, you think we were talking about this?
I camped there once.
We had a meeting last night.
Yeah.
In reference to the camp, just to finalise a lot of the details, and we were talking about the beavers and the cubs, and if you take a beaver that's maybe 6 or so, they would have been 4 whenever COVID kicked off.
Yeah.
And so even too young to really be in the organisation.
Totally.
So some of them haven't even seen a tent. Never mind anything else.
Well, that's what we did last year over summer. So we ran. Because we didn't get to run so much, we ran between July and August, just doing every Friday night with our scouts and explorers going, well, might as well run. Nice weather.
Yeah.
What else can we do? I'm not going anywhere. So we were getting tents out and something we've never put up a tent before.
Yeah.
Because they come from beavers where we would go down and put the tent up for them. And then they would come in the scout being we don't even know how to put up a tent. Yeah. And you're literally having to go through, not being here's the pole, here's what you do, but if it's got a bit of grey tape on, you see the big grey at the bottom, that goes through, how you do it, how you roll it up properly. So it was a foreign language, a lot of them.
I've met explorers that you're still doing that way.
Look at me.
I've met leaders that you're still doing that way.
Totally. I'm one of them. Yeah. We actually have a set of our poles that the string completely gone on it. Yeah. So it was actually last year my leader John said to me, Michael, put this up as you normally would. So I was okay. So literally each end is colour coded.
Yeah.
I was Johnny, these colours don't go together. They're doing they're different colours. I went, damn it, okay, let me go fix it again. But literally, they are fully colour coded because we couldn't get them working.
Yeah.
And we're we need probably new pole for new string in it. But we're here, we do the well we can. We'll just get it up together and then tape it well so it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah,
just as well the scout shops are able to restring your poles and all for
I know.
It's a good shout. We've used that a couple of times, to be honest. You can't beat some of the old tents.
No, well.
Some of these new ones are ridiculously overpriced and don't last as long.
I find with the poles, they're that carbon fiber.
Yeah.
You can look at them sometimes and they'll break.
Yeah.
You don't even have to bend it, you just look at it.
They're sharp
intense.
when they break.
Oh yeah.
Real sharp.
That, and that's it. And I think it's one of the ones we've got a few new tents in, and you look at the poles, you're why is this so thin that I could touch it and it'll break?
Yeah.
But they're great though, because they bend which way and whatever. Yeah. But they're so
light. Okay, aluminium's light, but nothing's quite carbon fiber.
Not at all.
For expedition tents,
100%. Yeah, especially if you're in an expedition, you split up the tent between people. Before you would have got the poles going, oh, I've got the poles, the heavy part. Now you'd be I want the poles.
The old steel poles of the old Vangos.
I remember doing off my bronze Duke of Ed. We had, I think I was I'm not counting the poles. I think they were what people want. I'm I'll take the outer. Being I know it'll be the lightest. I was I'll take the poles. And we're you do that. Not realising that
they were heavy. Poles and the pegs.
Yeah, pegs aren't that bad. I suppose you get them for the bottom of your bag, but poles I find are just awkward.
Yeah.
Because they don't really go in your bag. You kind of have to go outside it.
Attached somehow.
Literally somehow. Who knows how, but they just get attached. But yeah. So I suppose this is just a bit of a catch as well. So you've changed job recently. Well, a few months ago.
In
December, November?
In my personal life?
Yes.
Yes. So I changed jobs. Back in September, actually,
Okay.
the last day, yeah. Well,
It's a lot more recent than that.
No, it feels actually had a 6 month.
Oh wow.
Probation sort of check today.
Okay.
At the point where it was only because it came up in my calendar and the boss's calendar, and we said, "Is this right?"
Yeah.
And it actually came up at the beginning of the week or last week, and he sort of said, "I can't be right," and we went back and checked, and it was. So
Wow.
I actually left my last job, which I'd been in for years.
Okay.
The day of my birthday.
Wow.
So that's how I remember. Yeah, it's good.
I thought it was a lot more recent than that. That's really awkward now.
Yeah, no, here feels a lot more recently.
Like January time.
Mate, there's been so much.
Wrong.
Left the job, got a house, and then one night the girlfriend rocked in with a dog.
The
Willow.
Yeah.
So anyone that's a lot of Team NI and whatnot will have seen Willow.
We'll get a photograph on it on this to show you. Don't worry. I'll get it.
Yeah. I'll
see
get
this behind this over here. It's gonna have a photograph of a dog on it each time.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do.
Yeah. I would really love. I was saying to Vicky the other night that it would be really good to have a Scouts NI dog day down at Crawfordsburn Beach.
Yeah, because Vicky's now got 2 dogs. She's got Eric and Dexter, who recently came to her. Dexter is adorable. He is another Australian Labradoodle.
Yes. Lovely. It's not a cockapoo.
No.
Not a cockapoo.
He's
no.
an Australian Labradoodle, to be
Yes.
exact.
Yes.
And then Eric as well.
Yeah.
Been in the office a few times, Eric.
And then I believe John has a couple of.
Yes, he has 2. He has Willow and Autumn, I'm pretty sure.
See, mine's Willow as well. The Springer's Willow.
I think it's Willow. This is mine.
It is Willow.
Willow and Autumn, yes.
Yeah.
Janet in the office has a few dogs. She's got 2. Pamela's mother recently got a wee dog.
No.
We don't have any dogs. Stephen, I don't know if Stephen has any dogs. No, I don't think so. And then I'm sure there's lots of people in scouting have dogs.
Oh yeah.
I'd say so.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, we thought about getting a dog and just decided.
Well, we got the one. She sort of rocked in. A friend of mine. Well, a guy we knew that had a litter.
Yeah.
And not that he had it, his dog had it.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Just to clear up anything.
I don't think he had the dogs.
And Stephanie sort of just said, I'm going to go up and have a look at them, and that was all good. And then next thing, she landed in with this dog one night.
I remember you were. I remember you saying in the WhatsApp group, literally going, just came home and I was like, dog.
Look what's here.
Yes.
And then it came into, she's been fantastic. She's a wee Springer Spaniel and absolutely hyper. I made a bit of a mistake, and she was only. We got her. Was it 9 or 10 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was about November, and in between Christmas and New Year, I had her up in the mornings.
Okay.
So she then got a very big liking for the mornings, and I understand it was quite a bit of it wasn't really, it was just Tracy with them. It wasn't a big massive hike up.
Sorry, we went up $3 4 times.
Up into Wilford. She may have survived that. I certainly wouldn't have survived that.
Yeah.
But we went done just Tracy, because we do that every year as leaders.
Lovely.
Just
it's a nice walk.
Yeah, it's a lovely walk. You go up and you have lunch at the top, and then you come back down. You get up at it early enough. It's good.
Yeah.
But we so she ended up loving that sort of stuff. So
fantastic.
We get her out and about and up into the hills when we can, and then we've already started talking about. Apparently, spaniels and all should really be in pairs.
Okay.
So we've already started talking about an Irish water spaniel. So
2 dogs.
Yeah, well, see, I've always been brought up with 2 dogs.
So you've brought up. Okay,
I was always brought up with 2 dogs. Yeah, we always had like Alsatian. Well, funny, we went from Alsatians and collies and all sort of stuff, and then my mum got her way after my dad had his way. My mum had her way, and it became Bichon Frises.
Oh wow!
But then we had the likes of like, little terriers and all. Yeah, like little rat and dog type things,
Yeah.
So it was quite a mix. Yeah, these wee angry little like Australian terriers that were really lovely to look at, but they're so small. So they were quite loud, not as yappy as the Bichons would have been quite yappy, but they're lap dogs like.
Yes.
Then
dogs you can ride as like a horse.
Yeah. And then now we've got the Springer Spaniel. So that's sort of personal life was hectic there for a while, but things have calmed down. Mixture between things happening with the group, which was pretty hectic, things happening with my work, and then this.
Fantastic.
It's class.
And have you managed to avoid COVID yet?
Yes, touch wood. I haven't had it the entire time. Know a few people that have, but yeah, been very, very lucky.
Thankfully, I don't know how I managed to avoid it. I was out one Saturday. I was at singing Glengormley Hill with some friends. Came home, mum and dad were going to the Ulster match that night. The night I'd absolutely bucketed down a few weeks ago. It was in February time. I came home, they left, and I couldn't get any heat into me, and I was like, flip, if I'm getting COVID. I'm like, I'm meant to be going to the football tomorrow. It was like, League Cup final, Corey and Cliftonville, I'm going.
Yeah.
I can't be missing this. So, came home, like, could not get a heat into me, shivering, got Chinese, and everyone knows me, I will not leave any food behind. Like, literally, I couldn't finish it. I ate about a quarter, like, I
you were definitely sick.
So, did a COVID test, negative. Mum and dad did one as well, they were negative. Checked my temperature, was a bit hot, but that was probably because I had the heat on in the full blast in the living room. Doors closed, so like sweating pretty much. So so I was like, the guy Jim going to football with being like, I might have COVID. Don't know yet, but I'll let you know in the morning. If it's negative, thank goodness. I was like, but we'll find out. So it came on the Sunday. I just had like negative, thank goodness. Mum did one, negative. That afternoon, sitting in Windsor with got a text from my dad. You, negative. Your mum, negative. Me, positive. I was like, oh no. So I came home like, I'm like, I'm fine, not that bad. So next day, did one, sent Johnson a message, be like, dad has COVID, I got tested every day, and so I tested negative, mum tested positive. So I was like, only a matter of time.
Yeah.
So Tuesday came, tested, negative, Wednesday, negative, Thursday, negative. I was like, oh, sweet. So somehow I managed to avoid it.
You skipped right through it.
I don't understand. Mum and dad are convinced I had it the week before. And they gave it to them.
You weren't testing the week before?
Well, I didn't do anything wrong with me, I didn't think. So I was like, why did I test? So it was, quite funny. Because Vicky had it. I had tested it those 3 days actually after she'd had it. And I was negative.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if I was going to get it, we're going to get it from her, facing her.
Yeah.
But I was like, didn't get it.
In the workplace.
I just called myself being invincible.
Being invincible.
I wish I had a bit COVID not to go to the football because we got beat in extra time. 2-0 up, got to like 75 minutes and threw it away and got beat 4-3.
Oh,
absolutely fuming.
Mate.
Gutted. And then I got COVID.
And then you were on the top of it.
That's been a Korean supporter. We're rubbish at the minute. Now you just think I'm joking.
Keep believing.
It's hard to. It's hard to at the minute. It's very hard to. So yeah, I suppose going forward with Explorers in Northern Ireland and your own scout group, what are you looking forward to the next few months going into
next few months? Well, it's Duke of Ed / Chief Scout Award expedition season. So there's been a lot of work put on and stuff done to try and help a lot of groups around this, and I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing the fruits coming of it. There's been a lot of background stuff going on. With that as well, then there's a lot of groups that have been recently open, a lot of units recently open.
Yes, we've heard.
Yeah,
we've heard.
It's been busy.
I bet.
Not just myself. Yes, I've maybe stepped in and helped in terms of support and admin and whatnot, bits and pieces like that, and program work and whatnot. But there's a lot of leaders out there who've given a lot of great time and put a lot behind this, and it's amazing what they're pulling together.
100%,
It's finally time that the Explorers are getting a bit of recognition, and especially whenever there's like South Down where they have the one group that they went from no groups to one group that now has like 25 or 26 members, and they might actually need another group.
They've got a district explorer yet, don't they?
They got a district one now, yeah. Matthew Smith running that there. Cruiser or Matthew Scott, sorry, Matthew Scott, Matthew Smith.
I think it was Matthew Smith.
Yeah. Matthew Scott, sorry, and they've got Cruiser. I think they've renamed it after the old unit.
Sure.
They had to close a few several years back.
Yeah.
So really good to see them. They're they're doing really well with the Chief Scout Award and everything that's going on there. It's fantastic to hear the enthusiasm is really around that district for them.
Yeah, class.
So much so that there's the potential that might have to open another unit, which is amazing. From no units to 2 units, and potentially within the space of a year or two.
That's impressive. Very.
South Downs opened up a few more units. County Antrim has a few new units. We're doing really well. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of that there. I know we're not far off pre-COVID census data, which is really encouraging to see.
Yeah.
That's just seeing how far we can take it after that.
100%. Because I know even my own group, we've not doubled, but we went up quite a bit. Like over lockdown, we had a few join us on Zoom. We were starting to meet again as 5 or 6 girls join us, and we've had quite a few move up. So we were sitting at like 80 altogether in our group, which we were like, here. Especially when Squirrels and Beavers didn't get to meet it all over COVID.
Yeah.
And a lot of our Beavers, when we were like, we're looking at fees, a lot of parents were like, well, we want to pay, we want to have that place when you start back. And we're like, that shows they want to be there.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think there's a massive want for scouts within the country. And yeah, all right, we're talking about the perception, we're talking about all this here. And, we could get negative and say, like, we're not seen as much and we don't know as much, but the people that do say, let's take the wins where we've got them.
Totally.
There's great work being done by great leaders out there.
Yeah.
And this is the sort of time of year where scouts really shine.
Yeah.
With camps and whatnot. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And a lot of work sort of being put in behind the scenes with the Queen Scout as well, really helping a lot of the applicants that are getting through and need to sign off feelings. I've had a good couple of sessions with some of those. Fantastic. And really see some of the stories you're getting to hear and some of the stuff that some of them are doing. Absolutely fantastic.
You're probably going flip, I wish I could have done something like that.
Yeah, well, I had an all right time. My leaders, whenever I was a scout, I sort of started. It would have been in like your last year of Beavers, but ended up being put in the Cubs because they didn't have space in the Beavers, so and the Cubs have done like an extra year in Cubs. Since then, the whole way through, I had fantastic leaders, and part of the big reason why I want to give back, So I always said, I done all right, but some of these ones are mind blowing what they're doing.
So that's what we were chatting about on Friday night there with my own scout group with 2 of our leaders. So I am one of them getting the Queen Scout Award in next week.
Yes, you are. Yes,
very exciting.
Yes, congratulations.
I know. I'm going whip.
There was a wee bit of there was how much pushing did we have to do there, Michael, to get the finger out and
far too much.
Yeah,
far too much pushing. And some of our later one, my leader Peter said like, "Oh, are you going to go to Windsor?" And when you get a chance, like, I probably will. He said, "I myself and Jonathan, one of our leaders, like we went over at the same time." He said, "Usually the Queen would have paraded around with everyone, met people." He said, "We were there. We were in the whole time." He said, "We didn't get to meet anyone." So he's like, I can sort of write and be like, "Can we come again, please?" So we didn't get to meet the Queen the first time. We wanted to meet her this time. He's like,
I think as a leader, you can go over.
He's like, because it rained, it was rubbish. So you're gonna go. I'm like, I probably will. So it won't be till next year.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll be a busy one, I would say.
Oh, well, yeah.
I feel really bad, and I got my Queen Scout. I turned down the chance to go over to Windsor.
Really?
Well, I was working at the time, and I was too foolish, and there was no one else really going over at that time. So I was a busy boy that year. Duke of Ed Gold, Chief Scout Award, or Queen Scout Award, and Explorer Belt. So it was sort of. Oh, it was good. Don't get me wrong. Look, we had a great group and we had great leaders and there was great people around us. It was good crack again. But I was just too busy and stuff was going on. And see now, I got it that I didn't take the chance to go to Windsor. And one of the boys, one of my mates, we grew up with, he went the year before, the year after, I can't remember. But Daniel went and was actually part of the colour party.
Oh wow, that's class. Mm-hmm. So I think it's one of those ones that I think in our group we have now 4 leaders through Queen Scout Award.
Unreal.
So I think myself and 3 other leaders who are quite funny that I'm leaders with the people who are my leaders growing up. It's hilarious. She's their age though. They always make that joke of they're like, we still imagine Michael as a 15-year-old to begin like bullying. Like, thanks for that.
I still imagine myself as a 15-year-old half the time.
I still look like one anymore. That's
no, same here, man.
We did one of our leaders who used to love being like, he's a leader. But he used to just love playing games. We're like, Mac, just probably shouldn't name names, I don't care that much. He's not involved anymore. Where he's always, is I want to be involved in playing games. And we're like, well, you can't really. He's like, can I run a game? We're like, run games all you want. If it's like helicopter, you're in the middle, turn the helicopter, can I jump in that? We're like, if you want to be the one jumping as well in the helicopter, that's okay. But we can't be playing like football and you like rugby tackling people to the ground. Yeah. We're like, anything that doesn't involve contact is fine. Like, we like do helicopter with our scouts and there's times where like, it's like this high off the ground. I'm like, I would have died if that was me jumping.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I remember it was actually one of the times when I was in
couldn't jump
Scouts.
that high.
I couldn't either. My knee work is. I remember one of the times when I was in Scouts, one of our leaders was doing it, and it was like really high. Hit the guy Mac up here.
Oh.
The bruise of like the plastic rubber thing, like rubber ones. Yeah. One of those. The indent of it on his leg is a bruise, and we're like, oh my word.
That's
but that's because it was so fast and so high. And it's the ones you were like, oh flip.
That stung.
Oh yeah.
It didn't tickle.
No. And then he was like, I want to play a game. We're like, no.
Here, fair play to jump up and get back at it.
He's one of these people who like, he would just done anything you had to.
Yeah.
You happily, like, you know, go play this game, okay, I'll do it. Then you have maybe like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I play that.
I know.
I was that guy. I was that guy growing up.
I remember when I first became a leader, so I said I went through the group. I went through the 112th down in North Belfast, down Whitewell. And I then sort of was handed a shirt when I turned 18. And right, get at it. You're
pretty much, yeah.
And it was before network was really fully up and running and whatnot and that sort of stuff. So there wasn't as much. And I was always the one that like run the games and doing that sort of stuff. And then very quickly got into as an explorer leader, and then got into the badge work. And that's when I started taking on, because I had just done a lot of my Chief Scout Award and Gigabit. I then started taking that on for the group. Yeah. Then left that group and got blindsided to come into Monk's Town, so we say.
Who by?
Well, funny story. So I'd left that.
Wasn't John with it now?
It wasn't.
Oh wow!
Initially, well, no, hold on a wee second. It wasn't John.
Initially.
So what actually happened was I just left the 112th, and had sort of taken a wee bit of time away from Scouts, a few months. Yeah. And I was going down to mods down Georgetown. Okay. And I was coming into mods. Yeah. As John Campbell's daughter and son-in-law was coming out. Okay. To which they cornered me and said, heard you left 112th. Because they were leaders in it as well previously. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And, you know, sort of talked it over a bit. And Stuart at the time was the scout leader down at First Monk's Town. Okay. And he says, well, here's how it is. We need explorers set up. So can you come down on Thursday night?
Always the way.
It wasn't even really much of a question.
It was more a statement of, we'll see you on Thursday night at 7:30. See you then.
And I sort of went, I don't know, and went away and thought it over and whatnot, and ended up rocking up and went through the whole process of setting up the Explorers, getting it all sorted. And then I got the chance to move to Australia. So literally,
you chose Explorers,
I took a year to think about it. That year was spent in Australia. Okay, and it was literally the September that the Explorer that would be moving into Explorers. I jumped on the plane to go to Australia, and went to Australia, and then came back. So I came back in the September time. Okay, cool. So it was like perfect. Picked it right up again. Of course, and we got the Explorers running, and I've been there really ever since.
Fantastic.
In that time. I held the desk role within South East Antrim, which was really cool. Really great.
And you've now passed it on to the Hulk.
The Hulk, yeah. Stephen Bell. And
so he's going to be known as now, and he might not do that, but that's what he's known as now, the Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. So he's now, Stephen's doing there, doing really well. Great lot of explorers, a really, really good district. Years ago, there were about 100 explorers in it, which is about 10% of the explorer population.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when I know from being an explorer, and you know about being an explorer, when you get to that, you know, you move up to explorers, you might stay a year or so. When they get 16, 17, people get jobs. And I know it's the same for my explorers. One of ours works on a Friday night. He'll get there when he can.
The important thing is to remember the social aspect of it. Like one of the things that I've been to a few jamborees and a few different bits and pieces. And the thing that always gets me is the networking and the socialising and stuff. Yeah. And I think that's really important for explorers to realise that early on, and especially for them moving on the network.
And I think that's why we're planning this camp in August up the moors. We're like, 10 explorers, include 7-ish, 8 with a few leaders. It's more going up to have a bit of crack.
Yeah, like they're at the end of the day, they're young adults.
Yeah,
they're not okay. Some people call them kids and all. They're young people and all. No, they're young adults.
I suggest they're playing board games.
You're in the workspace with them.
Yeah,
and you just got to treat them like that, and that's what a lot of people, need to realize that, and the social aspect. Like some of the biggest things we've done would have been the district bowling nights.
It's just a bit of crack.
Yeah. They get out and they enjoy it. A couple of the events we run were really, really well looked after. Like, we run a quiz night at Christmas, and it was always just banter. Yeah. And groups were coming down from Carnfonic and all for it, down to Monk's Town. So, I remember saying to one of the leaders, I was like, how long have you? And he says, about 40 minutes. And he says, but it's all right, I had 40 minutes to go and pick up the other kids and all down here, So, and then he was 40 minutes and then 40 minutes to drop them all back off. It was a fair out track, and it's really great that you have leaders out there doing that.
See, I think that was me in that situation. I'd be like, if I'm doing a quiz, I want to win.
Yeah.
I'm that person. Like, I'm
you came to compete.
I'm not there to make up numbers. I'm there to win.
Yeah, you're not there to take part. You're there to take over.
I remember over lockdown, every Thursday night we're like, we'll do a quiz, and I was like, well, I want to win. So I won one of them. Like, whoever wins gets to the next week. So I'm like, okay, sorted. So I made it really hard for everyone.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen the TV show House of Games on BBC? So it's Richard Osman, who does Pointless, does it.
Right.
One of the questions is called Answer Smash. So it gives you a question and then a picture, and you have to smash them together.
Right.
So, like, one of them, I'll give you the prime example, is who played Willy Wonka in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Right.
And then underneath was an H for hydrogen.
Right.
Then you smash them together, it's Hydrogen Kelly.
Hydrogen Kelly, right.
So we did it, and no, just couldn't understand it at all. I think that's like, if I can get this, anyone can. And one of those ones, like, we'll sit at home religiously, me, mum and dad, and we'll watch this.
Yeah.
It's one of those TV shows that, it's always so different.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
like, there's questions that you're like, how have they even thought about that? And then there's ones I'm looking going, who are these people?
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those ones, like, I did that, and some were like, this is hard. I'm like, too bad.
Yes, like someone has to sit and think that question up, and then someone has to get the answer.
I spent like 2 hours making the quiz. I was like, I'm going all out for this.
Yeah, you just wanted to hold on to the title.
Well, I don't think I ever was, but yeah, like one of them did a Star Wars round, and the guy Josh, like a massive Star Wars nerd, and I guessed maybe someone like, I like Star Wars, and like, I don't know a lot about him, like, but I was like, I'll guess these. I'm like, here, I got some of these right. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But
I remember the quizzes, and remember we done, you obviously ran a lot of the quizzes for the Explorers during lockdown.
Yes.
I
like Cake or Fake. That was my favourite round that I did.
Yeah.
Even though there's no proof of whether or not I was telling the truth, but
yeah, or the other one was it the Guess the Mountains and the Mourns, and like they all just look so similar.
No, it was mountains just anywhere, and
mountains in general, yeah.
And I'd be like, what mountains can I use? Like, that are easy enough to work out. But no, what was it? It was, I done one. It was Mourns or not Mourns, was it, or something?
I remember there being a Mourns one.
I do as well. I don't remember what it was about.
but they all ended up looking so similar.
Yeah, I was like, that's Sleeve Donner. I definitely know that. Being like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was that one. I remember doing like Matterhorn as well.
Yeah.
Like, how do I spell Matterhorn?
Yeah,
I think that was my first thought.
That's right.
Yeah, Cake or Fake. That was my favourite round to do.
Yeah, that was good crap.
And then the chocolate bars one.
The chocolate bars. Yeah, that was actually really quite hard.
It was also one I seen on Twitter, Richard Osman put up, and I was like, oh, I like this. Because it's so hard, because I'm like, because like so many chocolate bars now change names.
I was just going to say.
That's the issue.
You thought you knew a chocolate bar until you had that quiz.
And then you're like, I don't know about chocolate bars.
The world was flipped upside down that
Literally.
night.
So I suppose we're coming to the end today. If for one thing you're looking forward to in the next, I suppose, couple of years in scouting, that can be, I know for me, I'm really excited. We're hopefully planning an international camp next few years. Hopefully going to go back to Candlestick again with our scouts. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to.
Just because it's something to go back to Candlestick.
It could be a Northern Ireland Explorer camp.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Well,
wink.
Well, wink, wink. If only we knew someone that could organise that sort of stuff. That would be class. Yeah.
Where's Biggie?
How many years have I got left in the role?
Yeah, no, I think that's one thing. I went there 2014 year of the World Cup and loved it.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing I would love to go back in as a leader and take a new bunch of explorers to it.
Yeah, they experience that
100%.
Oh, Candlestick! Like everyone should get the chance to go to the something. Not necessarily Candlestick, because Candlestick's obviously quite expensive. It's quite a bit to go.
Something like international more than
international. Somebody's like, honestly, one of my favorites is Essex Jamboree. You ever get a chance to do that over in Chelmsford?
Okay.
The last time we were there was like 10,000.
Yeah.
Like young people and maybe like another 1,000 leaders.
Yeah.
In this like mini village.
Okay.
And it's like basically it's a field.
Cool.
And it's circled in, and it's unbelievable. Look up the pictures. Essex International Jamboree 2017, I think, or 2016, sorry.
Okay.
And unbelievable. And they tend to run that in wings every few years, and it's not that pricey really when you break it down if you get a bit of fundraising.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Totally.
You know, like 2 cinemas on site.
Class. Be unreal.
2 shops. Maybe 3 shops.
Just an outlet.
Yeah, basically, like you get into the middle and it was just mad, and it was class.
Class.
Big massive stage.
Wow.
Where they've done a lot of performance. I remember that year the opening ceremony got a lot of criticism. And they took all the feedback and all, and the closing ceremony was unbelievable.
Okay, class.
Absolutely fantastic. So they really took the feedback.
It was like the Olympic closing ceremony. Had like Coldplay there, fireworks, and at the stadium.
Better.
Olympians.
Oh yeah, even better. There was scouts. I mean, what more could you want?
Olympians. Yeah.
So they've done that. That's a really good one, and I think a lot of young people should be encouraged. Should be given the chance to go and do that. And yeah, like the feel that you get and everything's going on.
Yeah.
And then, I'd really like to get more international done. I'm really just excited to see where Scouts goes in general.
100%, yeah.
Because like their youth have got the new jobs opening up here in Scouts NI. And it's really exciting time because in theory we're on the rise.
Yeah, we know 100%. We are, yeah.
The census next year should be really interesting. Squirrels are now officially amalgamated.
Totally, yeah.
It's a real good time to be in Scouts.
I'm sure a lot of groups have a waiting list. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like we do.
Yeah, we have waiting lists for nearly every section.
Like we are
it's good.
Pretty much at capacity in our Scouts, and we're like, we can't have anyone else, and we're like, we need to move a lot up to Explorers. So I'm gonna have like 15 Explorers.
We're if basically someone comes to us and we're passing them on to other groups, because that's the way it should be. Which is unfortunate
as well, because
it is. But I would rather see another group. I would rather see a young person in another group and happy and doing stuff than sitting waiting to hear back from
100%, yeah.
Because that's not the way it should be. It's not about me, and my group and all this here. It's about the movement in general.
100%, yeah.
That's the way it was treated. Like I remember our group scout leader whenever we were down in the 112th. Unbelievable facilities down there. And those doors were open. Yeah. Any group needed to come down in, doors were always open. And and that's really the philosophy I've taken forward. It's not about me. It's about, first of all, it's about the young people.
Totally, obviously. Yeah. 100%.
And then it's about how we can help each other and do more. And like class stuff going on at the minute. Really class stuff. And really exciting time period for Scouts NI. To plug a wee bit, like the Team NI stuff's looking really good recently. There've been really good meetings and what's going on there, and hopefully that's filtering down and everyone's starting to see that. But even on the ground level, like some of the leaders that we have coming in some of them are big Lou, don't get me wrong. They're absolute bunkers, but we need that.
But so are some of the leaders we've had for years. Like, look at us.
Yeah,
look at most leaders and say we're in that category.
If he's out there, listen, Steve Hodgkins comes down and does our campfire.
Yep.
For us, whenever we done the group camp last year, I wish I had that energy now, and that attitude now. When I'm his age, fantastic stuff's going on there. So I'll be looking forward just to see where it goes. Things I'm not looking forward to. Okay.
Oh, I didn't ask that one, but okay.
Yeah, but I was just thinking to throw that in. Things I'm not looking forward to.
Okay.
The census again. Yeah. And having to go through that. I hate doing the census every year.
I don't have to do that, thankfully.
No.
That's not bad news for me.
Well, we've just actually taken on OSM across the whole group. So hopefully that'll be a lot better.
We have OSM, and we had it, and it was only really one of our leaders, Jonathan, had used it. And he said to me, Michael, you need to use it. Like, okay. And we started using it and went, this actually isn't that hard to use.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. OSM makes it so much better.
So simple.
So much better. And the amount of information and all that you can get in there and everything.
Yeah.
And, the plans that they have with OSM is going to be fantastic.
And I know those groups use it religiously.
Yeah.
And it's, something like, we send out all our emails from that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because it's just so many. Some use it like, it's, and I think it's all, if you have the right person using it, it's such a great tool.
Well, we ran it within our Explorers, and to a little degree, we've run it in Explorers for a few years, with the Scouts for a year or two with varying levels of success. But this year we've rolled it out across the whole group.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to make things an awful lot easier. Awful lot easier. Fantastic tool. I always hate whenever I have to use Compass, and I know every leader out there listening to me is going to agree.
Yeah.
That was Compass. That's the GoPro.
That's fine. I suppose just ignore it, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, what's that noise?
Someone left something in the microwave.
I was like, oh no.
That's dinner, the microwave chips.
Yeah, about 2 weeks from earlier.
Yeah, the Compass. Anytime you go near Compass. So hopefully the replacement for that coming through would be nice. Yeah. TSA. Hint, nudge, make it happen quicker. What about you? What are you looking forward to in a big way? Or I
suppose it would be the international camps, as I said. International camps. Yeah. And what am I looking forward to? I'm trying to think of something that's not just me going on a camp somewhere.
Have you anything planned that's going to be good?
Well, one of our people going to the World Scout Jamboree.
Oh, unreal! I can't believe we've been sat here and not spoke about the World Scout Jamboree.
Yeah, so we've got one of our young people going on that. So we're hopefully organising a few fundraisers. We are running part of the marathon, the relay in May. Our GSL is running the full marathon.
Well, fair play to him.
He did it last year and decided within, I think, March, I'm going to run the marathon. And one of my leaders, Jonathan, his fiance Sarah runs, like, you know, chatting a few weeks ago, we're like, you know, I was like, oh, I ran 5K this morning. I only did it in like 18 minutes. And I was like, what? Maybe 18, like 19 minutes.
Couldn't run half a K in 18 minutes?
Yeah. I used to. No, not that bad. So we're running the relay, which the issue for me is I broke my toe in January.
Oh.
So started out for like
Here's
6
the
weeks there.
excuses.
So last year I got really bad shin splints.
Oh,
Started
more
running.
Excuses. Here we go.
So I started running again. I got my shin splinter back. So I got roped in to run the 6.9 mile leg.
Oh, there we go. So it's good that you've got the excuses out there early, mate.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah,
and they're on record here now.
So we're hopefully, I think that's one thing. So organising that, we would normally do a table quiz of some sort around the British Legion around the corner from us, or we'll have it in the hall just to help raise funds for that. With some come back to the group and also some going to the young person.
Yeah, well, it's really great that World Scout Jamboree and the wee buns, you know,
the wee buns,
you know, they're doing really well.
Yeah.
So they are.
I just say the 4 leaders of the wee buns, really.
Yeah.
I say they're like, Richard was like, I want to be the wee bun.
Yeah.
The biggest wee bun.
The biggest wee bun.
Yeah, the unit leader of the wee buns.
Yeah, I think fair play. Those leaders have done good work.
And what an experience as well. Like, that's one thing by saying we're sidetrack as well, saying we're coming to the end. One thing I wish I could have done as a young person was go to the World Scout Jamboree.
Yeah.
Just like, I used to look at photographs and I'm like, that's class. I know I had, I think, 8 apply. I had them one day, about being like, you know, who'd be interested? And someone like, yeah, we really want to. Yeah. I was like, yeah? Like, what do we need to do and all this? And I was like, well, you know, this is what happens at it. And there were loads were like, oh, well, what do you have to, like, questions being asked? And I was like, honestly, I don't know that.
I was speaking with Justin recently about, I think it was about 100.
We'll have to do it over 2 weekends.
Yeah, there was at least 100 applied.
Yeah, there was, I think, I don't know how many there were each weekend, so I wasn't there at all.
Yeah.
But there was a lot that had to do it over 2 weekends, which shows that how people wanted to do it.
And the fact that they were willing to rock up in the middle of winter for the two.
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah.
I got told December and I was like, my scouts are like, fair play to you, I certainly wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but you know what, like, fair play to them, and they've really bonded really well from what I'm hearing, and they're doing really good things. So
yes, that's one thing I'm looking forward to. Something I'm not looking forward to. Ooh, flip. Can I say the relay? No.
Fair play.
No, I wouldn't say there's anything actually off the top of my head I can think of at the minute that I'm really not looking forward to. I think everything in our group is really positive, especially my job as well.
Yeah.
It's a new role. There will be came out on Friday, so that's really exciting to have someone else joining team with Vicky and I.
Mm-hmm. That'll be really good.
It's a mad team, completely mad.
I think that's one of the requirements, isn't it? To be certified.
Be a bit mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I wouldn't say I'm not looking for a Dyson, but I think that's one thing I'm really excited about is this new role coming out. So it'll be interesting to have someone join the team and actually take the workload off Vicky and I, but someone else that we can
share it with.
Yes, especially we're one to try and get around a lot more groups.
Yes, well that was something that was really something I was really excited to hear.
It's quite difficult, to be going around to every group in North. I don't know, it'd be impossible to do that, but go around a lot of groups in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, as many as possible.
Yeah.
And get in with them, because I think that's, groups getting out there and realising that there is support from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And, I've spoke to a lot of leaders in the past sort of 18 months and them realising that, just trying to get them to realise there's support there. And,
100%,
like you look at Team NI, even like a sectional and whatnot, the amount of support that we're all willing to give, and everyone, our contact details are on there for people.
So if you've heard that, Michael said he'll help with whatever you want.
I didn't say whatever you want. I said I'll help.
Yes.
To a degree.
I think that's good too for people to actually realise that there is that help out there.
Mm-hmm.
I knew when I was a leader, I wouldn't have known that. I would have known the help was there probably in my district, maybe my county. Yeah. But I wouldn't have ever thought I could ring Northern Ireland, I could ring the offices to ask for support.
No, you've just created a rod for your own back.
I know I have. We'll give support if we're able to.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But with this new person coming on, you'll be able to give so much of it. So
100%.
Folks, light up the phones.
Yeah, 100%. Well, don't light them up, please. But yeah, no, it's exciting, especially the woodbat training being up as well again.
Yeah, the woodbat training, that's going to be really good. So, especially getting to meet a lot of we've had a load of new leaders join the organisation.
Totally. And the leaders who were in before COVID started, who hadn't got around to even looking at doing stuff, because maybe they'd signed up in 2020 when COVID hit. Yeah. So it's really good, I think, that it's actually out there again for those who need to actually get woodbats. It's such a good training to go through as well. I didn't go through a lot of it with having a lot of being out with a youth parkour trade, so having done a lot of that stuff, but knowing, the different modules that are there and what they're actually choosing to look at will be really good. Yeah,
and I think the out and about, I'm excited for that.
Totally.
That's going to be really great.
I'm expecting steaks. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well,
why
I think
you have tomahawk, please?
I think having to go along to help out with that there, it should be at least treated to that.
I like to think so.
I think Kieran, you listening here?
Steaks, please.
Steaks.
I like mine rare.
Oh yes, exactly. Has to be rare. And chunky chips and peppercorn sauce.
Oh, mushrooms.
Oh, sorry. yeah. Mushrooms.
You shouldn't have started this.
Mushrooms cooked in a little bit of butter, not oil.
Just a wee bit of butter.
Yeah, just not oil.
Have them sliced or
button mushrooms, and just cooked down in the butter.
Or what's really good? This is really off sidetrack as well now. What we started doing the barbecue last year, salmon.
Oh yeah, salmon on barbecue.
So I was like, you try to do fish in the barbecue, but always stick to it. I got one of the grills thing, like plastic sheets that goes on the barbecue.
Yeah.
You put it on it and it doesn't actually stick at all. And it was a game changer doing fish on. I was like, fish in the barbecue is so much better than done in the oven.
Yeah,
so you get a really, really crispy skin and you're like, this is top notch.
And you know what I really want to try, I keep saying, so we got a pizza oven.
I say yes.
Oh, yeah, everyone's heard about this pizza oven.
Yes,
unbelievable. I should be on commission the uni to get for every scout group that gets put towards their way. But yeah, apparently you can do fish in that. And it goes really well. Yeah.
I'm sure that must cook in
real
seconds.
Quick. Yeah, well, obviously you can dial the thing down. People do steaks. They actually now have a griddle. Obviously you can do your steaks and all on it. So really, really tempted to play about with that, because I am a big believer in obviously the skills for life. So we like to get the Explorers.
So we buy a pizza oven.
So we buy a pizza oven to make sure the Explorers can cook.
When they don't know how to make their own dough. If we do that, we don't have a pizza maker. We do our own pizza most weeks. We'd have a dough maker and all. We'd recently invested in. We always just do it in a pan. Not a pan, just like a tray. The bottom was quite soggy. We were like, pizza tray over Christmas. Went down to the outlet in Banbridge, get one of these. Game changer. Get the bottom of it actually really crispy. We're like, it actually feels cooked.
Well, see, that's why the pizza oven's so good, because it's got the stone in it.
Totally, yeah.
It's got the stone in it. And being able to teach them how to cook. I actually had a parent, we always do meaty nachos and easy stuff that they could do as a student that's actually quite tasty. And one of the parents came back and I taught them how to do chicken goujons from scratch. Okay. So the bread, the breadcrumb, doing them all themselves. And one of the parents came back and says he now makes that there every other week for all of us in the house.
That's class.
And I was at class and I turned around, I didn't let on. So we're cooking again and I says, we're going to do the goujons, and of course this is the one young person that stands aside and I says, actually, big lad, I've heard. I says, you can then lead this session. And obviously they go bright red and obviously being called out, but then they get stuck into it and you realise how good they are and the passion and
100%.
So at least if it goes off to university, you'll be able to cook goujons.
That's one thing they can cook. Hot noodles and their goujons.
Hot noodles and goujons and toast, beans on toast.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Michael, for joining us. Joining me.
Well, thank you for having me, Michael.
Beside me. Thank you, and I suppose we'll be hopefully recording these now every time. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, video. Let us know how it goes.
Yes, we'll find out. And thank you very much, and we'll see you next month.